Welcome, everyone, to our prayer journey daily devotion with my toe. Today, we're going to take a look in the book of Job, chapter 13 and verses 6 and 7. And we're going to touch on a very important verse from the book of James. In our society today, we have no problem talking, but we have a big problem listening, especially in our political things outside of the church, where people will not listen to each other, and then you can never come together. Both are sitting in judgment over the other, saying these things and not listening, and cannot find a middle ground. I try to listen, and sometimes you find that some of the things they're saying are very true. Maybe their approach is wrong, or their narrative is wrong, or it's not a godly method of correcting a problem. But the grievances that people have sometimes are legitimate. So we should be more like this in James 1:19, where he says, "Wherefore, my brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." And this is what Job did. Job was confronted by friends that were supposed to comfort him. And if you've seen some of the other devotions I did on Job, he, by no fault of his own, is in a position of being broken and tormented on earth. And they are equating that Job is not a righteous man. In fact, in the last devotional I did, Job said to them, they're forgers of lies. They're searching the wilderness to find lies, or like food and fodder to come and attack him with. And he says, you'd be wise if you be quiet, which is what James also says here, right? So he says here, hear my reasoning. And he continues speaking to them. Hearken to the pleading of my lips. Listen to what I'm saying. All right. And he says, will you speak wickedly for God and talk deceitfully for him? Any time that we are self-righteous and stand in the place to tell somebody else they're wrong, we're standing in the place of God. And we cannot know all the truth that is out there. We cannot understand all of the Bible. Many times we could be misinterpreting sections of the Bible. Some people out in the world will say there is no such thing as truth. And those individuals a lot of times will be spouting all of these things that people are doing wrong. Well, if there is no truth, if all truth is relative, then what makes you be able to call another person racist? So we should not get mad. We should just logic this through. If there is no truth for anyone, there's no truth for any man. And that's how it is. They can't claim that one is racist if they don't believe truth exists outside of the individual self. So we should not be judgmental toward them as God sitting in a place telling them where they're right or wrong. What we should be doing is praying and interceding for them. As Job says here, don't stand in for God. Let God do the dealings. As James says, don't become angry. Sin not. Don't become angry. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Job was attacked by these individuals, and what happened to them? They are confronted by God at the end of the book. And then he tells them their hope is only in Job. The world's hope is only in God's church that gives out God's gospel. Let's not be detracted from the gospel of God that we give out into political fights or into being self-righteous. So until next time, may Jesus increase as we decrease.